All right, let's talk about something that might seem small, but is actually super critical for keeping a business running smoothly. I'm talking about classifying support requests. It sounds kind of simple, right? But trust me, getting this one thing right can be the difference between total chaos and having everything under control, especially when you're dealing with something as important as, say, payroll.
So, to really get a feel for this, let's jump straight into a high-stakes situation. Picture this. You're on the support team. A new ticket just popped up in your queue. Now, the decision you make in the next few seconds, well, it's going to trigger a completely different chain of events. No pressure, right?
So, just imagine, it's payday, the one day everyone's waiting for, and suddenly the payroll system just fails. It grinds to a halt. This is way more than just some technical glitch. This is a proper crisis brewing, and how you respond, that's everything. And this brings us to the first and most crucial question you have to ask. Is this a fire that needs to be put out right now? Or is it a blueprint for something we need to build for the future? Seriously, that one simple question is the key. Are we fighting a fire, or are we drawing up plans? Because that single choice changes everything that happens next.
Okay, so let's start with the fires. The emergencies, the stuff that needs our attention immediately. In the world of IT support, we have a name for these. They're called incidents.
Now, the definition here is important. The key phrase is unplanned interruption. Basically, an incident is when something is broken right now. A service was working fine, and now it's not. The business is feeling that pain at this very moment. I love this quote because it just nails the mindset. Think about it. If a building's on fire, you're not going to stand around discussing a better fire escape plan for the future, are you? No. You grab the fire extinguisher and you put out the flames. It's all about reacting fast, getting all hands on deck, and just focusing on one thing, getting things back to normal.
And this isn't just some theory, by the way. This is a real-world case. So a company was in the middle of its payroll run, and bam, the whole thing just stopped dead. A nasty database error popped up, and the file that was supposed to go to the bank to pay everyone, it was never even created.
And the impact of that failure? 1,200. That's 1,200 employees who were not getting paid on time. I mean, that's a massive business failure, right? And it has very real, very human consequences. This, right here, is the textbook definition of an incident.
All right, so we've talked about firefighting. Now let's switch gears and talk about being an architect. Let's talk about planning for the future. This is the world of enhancements.
Now, the most important thing to get about an enhancement is that nothing is actually broken. The system is chugging along just fine, exactly as it's supposed to. This is all about being proactive. It's about building something new, or maybe making a feature that already exists even better. It's all about progress, not putting out fires.
So remember our blueprint analogy? This is where it fits perfectly. We're not firefighters anymore. Now we're the architects, the engineers. The whole vibe changes from a panicked emergency response to a calm, methodical process of designing, building, and testing something valuable.
Here's a perfect example for you. Let's say the government announces a new regulation that's going to take effect next year. Right now, our payroll is totally fine, it's compliant. But we know that if we don't do anything, it's going to be wrong next year. So someone raises a request to add, say, a new travel allowance to the system. See, it's a planned change for a future date.
And look at how different the process is. Instead of that chaotic, all-hands-on-deck scramble we saw with the incident, an enhancement follows a really structured path. You've got clear stages for design and build, for testing, and a very specific go-live date way in the future. The whole thing is just calm, controlled, and well thought out.
Okay, so we've got two completely different paths, right? One for the fires and one for the blueprints. So the million-dollar question is, how do you make sure you always make the right call?
Well, this side-by-side comparison really helps break it down. Just look at the triggers. An incident is kicked off by a system failure. An enhancement, that's a business request for something new. But for me, the easiest way to tell them apart is the business impact. An incident is causing pain right now. An enhancement is all about making things better in the future.
And to make it even easier, here's a simple little three-step framework you can use every single time. Honestly, the first question is the only one that really matters in an emergency. Is production payroll failing right now? If the answer is yes, stop. It's an incident. Full stop. If the answer is no, then you can move on to the other questions to figure out if it's a plan for the future. It's a super simple way to cut through the noise.
All right, theory is great, but let's put this framework to the test. We're going to look at a couple more real-world examples to really make this crystal clear.
So check this out.
On one side, we have a tax calculation error. This means people are literally getting paid the wrong amount of money in the current payroll. That's a huge compliance risk happening right now. It's a clear-cut incident. Now on the other side, we have a request for a new management report. Is anything broken? Nope. The business just wants a new report to get better data. It's a planned improvement, a classic enhancement.
So let's get to the bottom line here. We've been talking about fires and blueprints, but why does this actually matter so much? I mean, why is getting this one little decision right so important for the whole company?
Well, here's the takeaway. When you classify things correctly, your emergency team can focus on the actual fires without getting distracted. And at the same time, your development team can focus on building the future without being pulled into false alarms. Ultimately, it means your resources are used effectively, your payroll stays accurate, and everyone, from employees to management, keeps their confidence in the system.
So the next time a request hits your inbox, you'll know what to do. You've got the framework. Just ask yourself that one simple question. Is it a fire or is it a blueprint? Making that distinction is what will make sure your team isn't just busy, but actually effective. Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.